are going to be watching Kerbal Scuffed Program 1, Sacrifice for the Sake of Science. I recently played this game for the first time on my Twitch stream. Twitch.tv/BerryCrepe. So, if you like go into space or spacing out, come on by. Let's check it out. Yeah, I don't even think I made it to the moon.
Hello again.
Hi!
Jeb here. Today, we'll be—
Jeb! Dude, we almost orbited the moon, and Jeb is the GOAT. Jeb, I love you. You are my day one forever. Hearts in chat for Jeb.
playing the greatest space disaster simulator to ever hit virtual store shelves. A game dedicated to constructing your own grand scientific endeavors.
You guys remember we were trying to make a rocket ship that looked like a woman with big booba? I just had to play more to unlock the breast augmentation.
Like how many Kerbals makes up an adequate crush space for this lander. A game that requires full activation of your frontal lobe. A game where ethics, morality, and the safety of your subjects take a backseat to science, exploration, and getting that bread. And a game where the inevitable catastrophic failure is often better than the mission itself. You may think that NASA has had some pretty terrible disasters over the years.
It's because when I was in high school, NASA came to my school and they made us make stuff that went into space, and the expensive part was that the fabric was $5,000 a yard. And I did a good job, by the way. I only took that sewing class because I was learning how to make cosplay.
But they have nothing on the Bean Space program's preliminary rocket testing. This little guy made some poor decisions with the last remaining fuel, and has just been sitting here on his space chair, all alone, orbiting the sun. And he's been here for the last 78 years.
Oh my god.
Poor lad. You might be wondering where I am right now. Well, I'm not on Kerbin. I'm also not on the moon. I'm not on Duna or Eve. Not Drez, Bop.
Guys, I was just trying to make it to the moon and they had all of these planets? What the hell?
Or Pole. Not even Tylo. Dickhead. I'm on a planet very, very far away.
There's more?
A planet orbiting an entirely different star to our own. An exoplanet. Proxima Centauri b. Hold on a minute. You might also be wondering how I got here. Well, it's quite a long story.
Okay. Okay, show off the fit.
We've got rockets, massive catastrophic explosions, intense nuclear radiation, antimatter containment.
What?
Orb. Touchy.
Should I not have touched that? My bad.
And encounters with KSP's Deep Space Kraken. So buckle up, fuckos, because today we're going to the stars.
Yay!
But before we begin, some rules.
Okay,
As you probably know, KSP only has this star, and no real means of getting to any others, which means we'll need to add some mods. I'd like to demonstrate to both—
Oh, wait, there's a lot of mods for this game? He's playing modded, by the way. KSP has many mods as Skyrim and Minecraft. What? Dude! I'm coming back to play this with mods now. I had no idea.
my PC and myself the concept of no pain, no gain. So
nah, he's literally gonna have to have a NASA-grade PC for this.
today we're jamming as many mods as physically possible into the game. How many, you may be asking?
20.
Well, this many. Lots if you're a new player, but really not that many if you're a true blue KSP gamer.
Nice.
As a side note, I tried desperately to get Realism Overhaul and Real Solar System to work properly with some form of progression to the warp drive, which is the only propulsion system that is actually fun to use for going interstellar distances. This would have made for an interesting challenge, as Earth is about 10 times larger than Kerbin, and much, much harder to orbit.
Whoa.
What actually happened was I ended up with a horrible, unplayable, covered mess. Annoyingly, the way you're meant to play these mods is with RP1.
What is that? Nah. I've spent a lot of money on RP, and I have changed, okay? I uninstalled League of Legends. Be proud!
Modified tech tree and contract system. However, this did not include a path to warp drive technology, so instead I used the community tech tree and hoped it would work. It didn't. I streamed this horrible, several-hour-long suffering marathon, which ended in me restarting a save once after effectively being soft-locked from the game.
Oh my god, he streamed this? Dude, I had no idea the Kerbal community was so wild about this game. I have never been called an idiot so many times in my life, and that is a hard thing to top.
And a second time after being cucked by several engine failures on my first try at an orbital flight. Failure. It burn time, I guess. Alright, we gotta light it immediately. Oh no! It's alright. It's alright, we got a gimbal.
Horizontal! You guys taught me that. Oh,
oh my god, no.
Uh-oh.
Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna puke!
Oh no. I remember why I don't like this chute. Because it's just a drogue chute. It's not an actual parachute.
I feel like maybe if he would have used the nipple top of the water bottle instead of like a standard Ozarka, he probably would have had an easier time.
Oh my god. Oh no.
That blows.
Alright. I'm sure getting warp drive to work in this mode while keeping the game playable is possible, but I clearly lack this KSP knowledge. So no Earth. Back to Kerbal. The mods that I actually have added add all sorts of cool and good stuff.
Whoa.
New parts, new features.
Whoa, you can make planes? Lots and lots of planes.
New planets, tweaks to science, and for actually getting to the other stars, we have acquired the warp drive.
What is that?
This way we'll get there within a few weeks instead of 800 years.
Did that look like Overwatch to anybody else, or do I need to get outside?
Also, warp drives are cool.
Ooh.
Okay, let us begin.
Hey, Chuga!
So, it looks like we have a long road ahead of us. Our fledgling space program starts with a couple of bucks, some brave Kerbonauts, and several ex-war criminal rocket scientists. Our first rocket only has access to very basic parts. To access better parts, we must perform research and collect valuable data.
You ever just bang with the bros? Like your head?
In case you forgot, we have an exceedingly large pile of mods, meaning the tech tree now expands very nice and far.
Nice.
This is good because it gives us much more time for things to go terribly wrong. The warp drive itself is all the way at the end for a cool 28,000 science points.
Wow.
Our first technology...
Dude, 28,000? Is there like trickle down economics? Because I know I was scratching around for like 5.
These cost 5.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough babbling. On to constructing. Our first rocket has one goal. To tackle this great challenge, the Bean Space Program has created the most powerful nugget to ever be launched. Its name, Obama Prism.
Thanks, Obama. Mark's videos were so tame back in the day. Dude, I actually love watching people's old videos because it's interesting to see the progression of how they got comfortable and when they started to, like, I guess, lean more into their personality. It's very wholesome. I like seeing people's, like, origin story.
5, 4, 3.
I watch Barry's old videos. Do not do that! Oh, hell no, hell no, hell no!
2.
I remember I made a video, it was called Club Penguin Love Story. And I had 2 penguins, and I was making them in love, and somebody called me a slur in the comments because they were 2 girl penguins, and they said, "Can I get my 11 minutes back? By the way, this was very gay." Okay, and also I omitted some of the slurs in there, all right? If somebody came up to you right now and they said, if you give me all the money in your bank account, I will let you go all the way up into space. And you get to come back and you're safe. Would you do it? I would probably say yes. I'd probably say yes. But to be fair, I am kind of in debt right now and I had to file for a tax extension. How much would it cost? All the money in your bank account right now. Yay!
Very good.
Congratulations.
Great success. But how? Alright, class. Listen up.
Okay.
Today, we're talking about solid rocket boosters.
Wait, I have to learn to go to space. Oh no. Can we just jump really high?
Our great and powerful vehicle, Obama Prism, uses a wee little solid rocket booster to propel itself upwards.
Oh.
But what is a solid rocket booster?
I would say circle cylinder with juice in it and explode up by farting down. Yes.
Well, a solid rocket booster is a booster that uses a solid fuel.
Oh. And I studied for what?
I know. I wouldn't have figured that one out either. The solid fuel is made up of an oxidizing agent and a fuel.
We have this conversation every time, I guess, science comes up, chat, but like, we started with sticks and rocks, and now we have fuel sludge?
Think of it like a high-powered explosive that explodes gently. When it's lit, the rocket burns this fuel and creates a very hot gas.
Oh.
Now, Kevin, please remind
Ice
the class
cream.
about Newton's third law.
What goes up has to come down? Right? Like your mama last night?
Every action. Okay, Kevin, I'm gonna need you to be quiet. I did not ask. Anyway, Newton at one point was like, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Basically, push on something, and the thing pushes back. This principle is how literally everything moves. Your car pushes the ground, which pushes back on the car. An airplane pushes the air pushes the plane. Simple. So, when the hot gas shoots out one end, what happens to the rocket?
Up.
It goes forward. Shut up, Kevin! It goes forward in the opposite direction of the gas.
That's what I
thus
said
creating
earlier.
Thrust.
Yeah, Thrustmaster!
So, when we smash that spacebar, the rocket goes up. Incredible. Class dismissed.
That was ominous. I guess ominous.
So, we've done our first launch, got our first bit of science, and completed our first contract. Very good.
Very good.
Next step is to leave the atmosphere of Kerbal and hopefully make it back in one piece. To do this, we'll need to create the most powerful rocket ever built. Obama Prism 2. It's a very complex and intricately engineered rocket. We get Obama Prism 1, then attach 4 more boosters to it.
How come I tried to do this and you guys told me it was stupid? Well, we're going back and I'm gonna do it again.
Engineer. The boosters have no decouplers between them, so to get them to separate, we'll use the next booster to explode the spent booster. You'll see what I mean.
Oh, is that why staging is important? Because if they're all on the same stage, they'll explode?
Let's launch. On our second great journey, we are once again launching our best and bravest pilot, Jeb. He's been around since the very beginning, along with Bill and Bob. A true staple of the KSP universe. Jeb is the first Kerbonaut any aspiring program manager launches. He's also the bravest the entire program has to offer.
He is so brave because he worked with me, and that was horrible.
Smiling in the face of even the greatest catastrophe. And he's dead.
Everybody clap. Oh, he's naked! I'm doing something very quickly. He's got one entry on Rule 34. Now you know why. Look at those feet.
To those who have played
Is it tasteful? on your definition. I mean, they definitely look like they're in love. Is that tasteful?
This game before, you may just say, oh well, revert the flight and do it again. How? That's right, the game is set to hard, which means no reverting to mission assembly, no
What?
quick saving, and no crew respawning.
I didn't know they had that. Is there like a version harder than hard? Also, that's a terrible thing to ask after we just were talking about something else.
So Jeb is actually dead. Forever.
Jeb!
But why is Jeb dead?
I don't know.
Okay, class, sit down and buckle your fuckles. In this lesson, we're doing aerodynamic stability, and what even is space anyway?
I don't know.
So what
Scary?
actually happened? Well, if we rewind the video, you'll notice a minute and difficult to catch detail that led to Jeb's death.
What?
If you look really close, you can see he smashes into the water at several times the speed of sound.
Okay, yeah, that would kill somebody, but Minecraft would make you think otherwise.
Interesting. But why?
Oh, Mega Cosy, thank you for 4 months giving a great view the chat. Thank you.
Interesting. But why? Passive aerodynamic stability. I want you to imagine a dart flying through the air.
Okay.
The dart can only point in one direction.
Not over
Forward.
here!
If you try throwing a dart backwards, it'll just go and point forwards again.
Oh.
This is because a dart has wings at the back and its mass at the front. The dart is passively stable when flying forwards and unstable when flying backwards.
Oh, so you just have to be really careful or it's gonna go crazy. Probably should be careful talking to me because I'll go crazy too.
Similar situation with the late Obama Prism 2. The mass is concentrated towards the front of the vessel where the capsule is, and the little wings act to keep it stable in the forward direction. Unlucky for us, this direction also happens to make the capsule very aerodynamic,
Oh.
i.e. it doesn't slow down.
Holy! Okay, how fast is that in miles per hour? I don't know what the hell a meter is, and I don't give no second chances. Terminal velocity? Faster than the speed of sound? That's 1,760 miles. And the speed of sound is 767. Wait, no, the speed of sound is 343 meters per second. Wait, what? He is going so fast!
As we re-entered the atmosphere, the little reaction wheels in the capsule kept it pointing backwards. But once the air got thicker, it pushed on the wings and forced the ship into a nosedive.
Oh my
Once in this
god.
position, the craft acts very much like a dart and doesn't slow down enough to open the parachute, ending with Jeb smacking straight into the water at twice the speed of sound.
Damn.
Rest in
Did you
peace,
hear
Jeb.
that?
Before Jeb met with the ocean at Mach 2, he managed to fly completely out of the atmosphere, topping out at over 100 kilometers.
Wow.
In KSP, the atmosphere ends at exactly 70 kilometers. You can easily
We live and we learn. Well, Jeb definitely learned, but he did not live.
tell when you're there, because the music goes like...
Oh, yeah!
On Earth, it's a little less clear-cut, because there are technically air molecules all the way up past 400 kilometers, but
Oh.
a generally agreed upon altitude that space begins is 100 kilometers, known as the Kármán line. So why is this important?
I don't know.
Well, we'd like to get to orbit eventually, which means we'll need to be traveling really fast in one direction. Air doesn't like it when you go through it really fast, so we avoid the air altogether by going up nice and high.
Whoa.
Air doesn't reach higher up because Kerbin's gravity pulls it all down to the surface.
Okay.
Also, Kevin, please just be quiet next time. The
Sorry.
class is trying to learn. I didn't say anything, bro. Shut up! Just shut up. Class dismissed.
How did I even get that close to orbiting the moon? I was literally just smushing shit together like Legos and hoping it worked out. It's like science.
Second launch down. Less successful than the first, but we still made money. Jeb may be dead, but we got that bread.
Oh.
Next up, we're actually
Life
going to invest
insurance
our
policy?
research into better parts to avoid our previous mistakes.
If you're an astronaut, are you allowed to purchase life insurance? I don't know why this is such a Googleable video. Can astronauts buy life insurance? Yes, they can! Whoa!
Our next rocket is even more powerful than Obama Prism 2.
Three?
Obama Prism 3.
Oh!
I'll just cut to the chase. Obama Prism 3 didn't make it.
Oh.
To orbit, that is. Don't worry, Valentina is still alive.
Yay!
For now.
Oh.
We didn't have enough fuel to reach orbit, so we turned around, ditched the tank, and splashed down in the water.
The water
Without
scares me
exploding.
now.
Very good. We didn't die. But we also didn't make it to orbit.
Oh.
Why?
Z?
Okay, class, keep those fuckles buckled.
They're
Today,
buckled,
we're
they're
learning
buckled.
basic orbital mechanics,
Okay.
among some other things. First off, why do we shoot parts off the rocket?
Because they're big and you don't want all of the inventory space and also make it easier to go sideways?
Why not instead just make a long noodly rocket that has all the fuel in a single tank? I'll tell you why. Mass.
Oh,
When these tanks are empty, they
yeah!
still contribute mass to the vessel.
Okay.
Hey, psst.
Yes! Yes!
What equation is Newton most famous for?
E equals mc squared. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
That's right. Force equals mass times acceleration.
I think I studied for the wrong test.
Oh yeah. If we do some high-level algebra, we can rearrange this and get acceleration is force divided by mass.
Oh, or fam, because they're always there for you, or they're not your fam. They're ops.
When the mass is lower, the acceleration is higher. Thus, eliminating excess mass makes you go faster. Very nice.
Very nice.
After ditching our first 3 solid rocket booster stages, we get this special engine on our last stage. This is a liquid-fueled engine.
Okay.
Instead of burning a solid propellant, it mixes fuel and oxidizer inside the engine to create the hot gas. Liquid engines are much more efficient than solid boosters and can be throttled and even turned off.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, solid boosters can't be turned off. Once you start them, they go. And go. And go. Liquid fueled engines are pretty cool, but they come with a price. Literally. Just the engine, without the fuel on this rocket, costs as much as all 3 of the solid rocket boosters combined. So solid boosters make economical sense for sections that don't need the greatest efficiency. Now, of course,
Is there a mod to put anime women on the side of like your ship? I think it needs it for next time. That would be freaking awesome. Of course. Yes. I went like a rocket Itasha.
the elephant in the room. No, not that elephant.
Oh.
He's purely ornamental. Our
I
failure
like
to
him.
reach orbit. Gravity. Gravity pulls at all objects with mass.
Oh.
Our spacecraft has mass, thus it is subject to gravity.
Dude, gravity is always a problem, especially in my Dark Souls runs.
Wow. Gravity
Wow.
pulls with a force depending on how far away from the body you are.
Okay, I do have a question since I've been watching a lot of space movies. Every time in space movie when they want to simulate gravity and they're like in space, they always spin it really fast and then they're like, okay, we made gravity. Is that real or is that just writing? Does that actually work? Yes? Yes, that's real? Wow! I learned something from a movie! Actually, 2 of them. I learned that from the movie with Rocky and I learned that from the movie with Interstellar.
If the mass and distance are kept constant, the force is also kept constant. Meaning, if you can generate enough force in the opposite direction, you can fly. Now, of course, there are many,
Wow, you
many
can
ways...
fly!
Dude, really? You're just gonna fucking stand there? Come on, get out of there. As I was saying, there are many, many ways to generate force.
Okay.
Wings, brakes, engines, parachutes, magnets,
Or like, I don't know, counting after 3.
electric fields, mass, just straight up pushing on shit. You get the idea. But today we want to look at centripetal and centrifugal forces. Both of these
Oh, I
forces
just heard
exist
about this! Yes!
when something is rotating.
Yes!
Well, technically centrifugal force doesn't actually exist, but I'll leave that as an exercise for you to explain. Answer in the comments. Do it now.
No!
The common example is a ball on the end of a string.
Yes!
Centripetal force is the force that the string exerts on the ball,
Okay.
while centrifugal force is the force that the ball experiences in the opposite direction.
Dude, I learned about this when I was a kid because I remember there were these little things, if you're old like me, that you would put on your leg, like your ankle, and you would spin your ankle really fast, and you would have to jump over it over and over and over again. And if you missed a jump, you would actually just take your other ankle out and die. Yeah, it's called to skip it.
Now, how does this relate to Obama Prism 3? Well, as you probably have experienced, the faster you spin a ball,
I'm sorry, I just wanted to ask this. Is this Plants vs. Zombies music?
All in a string, the harder it pulls away from you. This means that our imaginary centrifugal force is increasing. Once it goes past the force generated by gravity, we achieve orbit.
Nice.
But we didn't do that, so on to...
Oh.
For this mission, we're going with a complete redesign.
Okay.
We've ditched the Obama Prism nomenclature.
Nomenclature. Yeah!
We've ditched Obama Prism and moved on to casting couch.
Oh. Well, this is gonna be fucked.
Oh, yep. It's got thicker thighs and more rocket juice for the liquid stage. Hopefully this...
Was that Austin Powers when they were like, look at the rocket ship? And it was like very flaccid. I mean, actually way bigger than average.
time, we'll reach orbit. Let's launch.
Oh my god! Oh, we lost part of the peanuts. That looks like a pen. Is.
And would you look at that? An actual orbit. We've done it, lads. We'll be at Proxima Centauri in no time. But we're just about out of fuel, so we'll deal with it.
Oh no. I don't know, find a Buc-ee's? Whoa, it's so fast!
Wow.
It looks like a
Would
bullet.
you look at that? It's hot. Very hot, in fact. So
he's
hot
not
that it's
lying.
learning time.
I don't wanna, I'm a VTuber, I
Friction.
don't wanna.
Friction is all
Okay, I wanna learn about this.
around us. Have you ever walked,
Turbo?
moved in a car, and then stopped moving in a car?
Yes.
Friction. Rub two metal plates together so hard they form a robust friction weld?
Oh, is it like the friction of the air makes it where it gets hot because it has to cut through the air?
Friction. That last one is important. It demonstrates how friction generates lots of heat.
Yeah!
So tell me,
Look, I told you guys I was on the dean's list. I'm good at following the steps.
Kevin, why is there a giant plasma flare around casting couch? Friction?
That's not fiction. He's telling the truth.
Yes.
Yay!
In case you didn't realize, our craft is moving really, really fast.
Okay,
Over 2,000 meters per second, in fact.
that's a
Which
lot.
translates to roughly 32,927 Big Macs stacked vertically every single second.
Oh, see, he had meters, but he knew us Americans needed a conversion, so he went to hamburgers. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Pretty quick.
Yes.
As you can imagine, this means we have lots of kinetic energy. If you've ever ridden a bike with disc brakes, you'd know that using the brakes converts your speed into heat within the
It's
brakes.
waving at me. Hi. Oh.
Exact same principle here, just with much more speed. The amount of kinetic energy something has is related to the square of the
Okay. Ikam-bokam.
velocity. This sounds kind of complicated, but it just means that when you double your speed, you quadruple your energy. So casting couch has a huge amount of energy. Hence, when it slows down, giant plasma flare.
It sounds so cool. Yeah!
No. Launch 5 is boring.
Oh. Boo! Yeah!
In Launch 5, we did a quick shoot past the moon.
See, look, at least he didn't forget about launch.
We got some decent science, but it was boring. Now we're on Launch 6. The goal of Launch 6 is simple. Land on the moon and come back. For this
Okay.
job, we have yet again created the most powerful rocket ever built.
Oh, is this why there's like the landing stuff that we never actually used because I don't know how to land the rocket?
Obama Prism 4.
Whoa!
This rocket uses two SRBs mounted to a large inner stage. The upper stage has a special liquid engine and a lot of fuel for it to drink.
Okay.
Let's launch.
Is it hard to land a rocket? I'm going to space. I need to go and race as fast as I can to get to space. Boom! Who needs all this fuel? You know, I am not a fool. You know, beep beep bop beep 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 bop bop. Dancing in space, dancing in space. I can't see you in my face because I'm dancing in space, dancing in space. I don't want to see you in my face.
Orbit achieved, but we keep going.
More? Holy, it's growing! Okay, now I have another dumb question. Could you technically, like, float forever and ever and ever and ever? So then it's like you want to make the ship strong because it can't rust. What could happen to a ship that's floating forever in space? Because there's not oxygen, so it can't, like, oxidize and rust, right? We did that? We did? How far is it? Oh, hit by a rock or explode. Oh, nothing can affect it unless it comes into contact. Very, very far. Wait, what's the name of the thing that's very, very far? Do you know? I'm actually just curious. I've been on a space kick. On the border of the solar system? Look up Voyage 2. How far is the Voyager 2? It's over... As of April, it is over 13.3 billion miles away. Oh my God. It's in interstellar space. Oh my God. Traveling at over 30,000 miles per hour and located about 143 astronomical units away from the sun. Oh my God. Dude, light travel time is 19 hours and it's 45 minutes to send a signal to Earth. Can you just watch this shit? Do they got like a Kodak camera on that? It launched in 1970? Oh my God! Finally something older than me! He's landing! Oh, look at his little feet. He made it!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes!
We've done it.
Yes! Yeah!
Valentina hops out the pod and plants our first extraterrestrial flag.
I don't want to ever hear nothing about women drivers ever again. She was the first person to get there in Kerbal.
What do we say in this great and profound moment? Do we honor the engineers and scientists that brought us here?
Obama?
Do we honor the late Obama Prism 2 and Jeb?
Oh, okay, no.
Do we thank our pet goldfish for giving us the strength to continue when we needed it most?
Aww.
No. Instead, we kept...
Name it BerryCrepe. Least narcissistic speedrunner name in their skip.
carefully inscribed the plaque with pee-pee,
Oh.
poo-poo,
Oh.
cum.
Come on!
Astounding.
It's gonna be a long walk back home. The way my grandparents made it seem, it was trying to get to school. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I can't think today. Look, he's doing a little ditty.
Okay, I'm bored.
Oh.
Let's go home.
Going back to Earth right now. I don't care if it's to see a cow, cause I am hungry. I want a burger in my tummy. We going back to Earth right now. Let's get a side of fries, please. Let's get a milkshake. Shake and bake, shake and bake. Shake and bake, shake and bake. It's so beautiful! This is a Toby fox-ass beat, by the way. Oh, he's going down! I mean her, sorry. I just keep saying him because I'm used to it being Jeb. Good job, Valentina Mayoshi! In the ocean.
And there we have it. We went to the moon and didn't die.
Yay!
But how?
Ooh.
Nope, that's enough. I would do the next lesson, but it looks like we're out of time. And more importantly, I'm getting a little sick of it.
No!
So it looks like we'll have to wait for next episode.
No!
That's right. There will be another episode.
Is it already out?
But you might need to wait. In the meantime, subscribe to my channel. Now, all of the career gameplay in this video is taken from YouTube live streams I've been doing.
Aww.
This video only covered what happened in my first stream.
I used to do YouTube live streams, but then I always felt like I was accidentally ignoring somebody because reading 2 chats is very hard.
As of recording, I've actually done 4, but to be perfectly honest, they're basically the same as the first one. If you desperately need to watch them, they can all be found in the KSP stream section on the Discord.
Oh,
The next streams I do will involve other planets and going to them, so stay posted for that.
Whoa.
I'll also be doing KSP weapons development streams, where you can send in your crafts and I'll have them fight each other.
Oh.
If this sounds interesting to you, join the Discord. I'll make a KSP craft channel that you can stick them in.
That YouTube UI is very outdated. Any old people in chat remember YouTube annotations? Dude. And the star system. Or like back in the day, you could customize the sides of the screen on YouTube. So like you would have like your banner and then you could make a background kind of like the Steam layout.
Just remember to read the craft submission guidelines before submitting it. Please.
Okay.
If this doesn't sound interesting to you...
Wait a second. He's asking people in a Discord to read? Good luck.
Join the Discord anyway. So that does it. KSP. The best space game. Join my Discord, watch my piss-covered streams, and contribute to the downfall of civilized society as we know it.
That was awesome! Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you want me to watch the next part, please let me know in the comment section down below. And come by the Twitch stream to BerryCrepe. Or if you want to use code Berry for 10% off your gamer subs order, it super helps me out and I would super appreciate it. Thank you so much. Goodbye, YouTube! Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye!